Welcome to Japan Journal with your host, Mal Adams, the internet's #1 weekly online cybercast from Japan. I am your host, Brother Malcolm in Japan, reporting from Tokyo in self-imposed exile for nearly 50 years with a truth-telling spirit grounded in the fierce journalistic legacy of our people. Tonight's broadcast is not just news, it's a warning, y'all. As we stand at the crossroads of history, we witness the American empire teetering under the weight of its own contradictions: economic greed, systemic racism, political extremism, and now the fascist shadow of Donald Trump. In this special report, we ask, what do Trump and Hitler have in common? Is this the Democratic Party's worst crisis? And can the African-American community lead the charge to stop this fall before it is too late? Let's dive into the truth, y'all, with courage, clarity, and a call to action as usual. Stay tapped in right here, coming back at you with this edition of Japan Journal, the internet's #1 weekly English language online cybercast from Japan.
From GNN, the Global News Network, a division of Totown Communications Company Japan. Japan Journal. With Mal Adams. A Black Buddha Productions joint of Japan. And now, your host, Malcolm W. Adams.
At first glance, comparing Trump to Hitler may seem extreme, but history warns us to recognize patterns. Both Trump and Hitler rose to power by exploiting fear, division, and nationalist fervor. Hitler's rise was rooted in Germany's post-World War I humiliation and economic despair. Trump's appeal draws from white America's fear of demographic change, economic inequality, and cultural displacement. They used propaganda effectively. Hitler had Joseph Goebbels. Trump has Fox News, Truth Social, and a network of alt-right influencers. They demonize minorities, Jews for Hitler, immigrants, and Black Americans for Trump. Both champion a cult of personality where truth becomes relative and loyalty overrides law. The lesson? Fascism doesn't arrive wearing a swastika. It comes cloaked in patriotism, in the promise to make America great again. The Democratic Party faces its most existential crisis since the Civil War. Project 2025, a blueprint for Trump's authoritarian regime, seeks to dismantle the deep state, which in reality means civil rights protections, environmental safeguards, and social programs. Trump's Republican Party no longer respects the Constitution. The judiciary, stacked with far-right judges, serves as a political weapon. State-level voter suppression laws target people of color. Gerrymandering erodes Democratic strongholds. Democrats must confront their own internal divisions between progressives and centrists, between action and compromise. Without a unified front, they risk being steamrolled by a movement that plays for absolute power. Trump's second term has ignited a humanitarian catastrophe. On the southern border, his plan to deport millions of undocumented immigrants mirrors Hitler's forced relocations and eventual ethnic cleansing. Mass detention centers swell. Families are separated. ICE raids terrorize communities. The military is deployed at home, not abroad, as Trump criminalizes migration and scapegoats Mexico for America's woes. This crisis is not about security, it's about purity, about redefining who belongs in Trump's America. And history tells us where such paths lead. Trump's trade wars have backfired. His isolationist policies and reckless tariffs have triggered global retaliation. China, the EU, Japan, and even Mexico have responded with their own levies, destabilizing markets and escalating economic conflict. Just as Hitler's Germany faced sanctions and isolations before World War II, Trump's America is now alienating allies and fueling global instability. The dollar is losing dominance, and the world looks for alternative powers, China, Russia, to lead. An empire cannot sustain itself when the world rejects it, y'all. Let's revisit history. Hitler did not seize power in a coup. He was elected. After the Great Depression, Germans disillusioned with democracy turned to a man who promised strength, order, and the national pride. The Reichstag fire was exploited to crush opposition. The Enabling Act granted Hitler dictatorial powers. Trump is following the same playbook. January 6th was his Reichstag fire. His legal attacks on dissenters mirror Hitler's purge of rivals, and Project 2025 is his enabling act, ready to legalize tyranny. Democracy doesn't die in darkness. It dies in broad daylight when people become apathetic, fearful, or complicit. In 1930s Germany, institutions failed. Judges ruled in favor of fascism. Media silenced itself. The public normalized the abnormal. Minorities became the enemy. Today, America walks that same line. The Supreme Court bows to Trump. The press is attacked daily. Voter rights are under siege. If history repeats, we will know we allowed it. Behind Trump's power is a tech cabal, the PayPal mafia, Elon Musk, Peter Thiel, David Sachs, and others, born of South African apartheid and Silicon Valley greed. These men bankroll Trumpism. They dream of a world without regulation where corporations rule and democracy is a relic. Thiel funds alt-right candidates. Musk uses Twitter X to amplify hate and misinformation. Their ties to apartheid South Africa reveal a vision of racial hierarchy and economic domination. And now they have America's future in their hands. Project 2025 is Trump's Mein Kampf, a manifesto of control. It outlines the dismantling of the civil service, purging of political enemies, militarization of the police, and subjugation of women and minorities. Education will be politicized. Media will be state-controlled. Religion will justify oppression. This is not a theory. It is policy in motion. If unchallenged, it will end American democracy. In Nazi Germany, media was propaganda. In Trump's America, media is complicit. Networks like Fox News spread lies. Social media grants profit from division. Even liberal outlets chasing ratings platform hate under the guise of balance. Truth is subverted. Facts are blurred, and the people are left misinformed, manipulated, and disarmed. White evangelicals are Trump's spiritual army, like the German church under Hitler. They bless fascism in the name of God. They preach nationalism, not love, power, not peace. The dominionist theology seeks to impose biblical law on all, stripping rights from women, LGBTQ people, and non-Christians. In the name of faith, they support the unholy. Every empire falls, from Rome to Britain. America, too, now shows the signs. Endless wars, economic inequality, political corruption, social decay. Trump is not the cause. He is the symptom of decline. But he accelerates it, turning cracks into collapses. If history is a guide, we stand at the precipice. In this chaos, Black America must lead. We are the moral compass, the soul of the nation. Our struggle has always been for freedom, justice, and truth. We must organize locally and nationally. We must vote in every election. We must educate our children and communities. We must build economic power, media platforms, and political influence. Our strategy? A new movement for liberation. Number one, support progressive candidates, city council to Congress. Number two, form coalitions with Latinos, Asians, indigenous, and white allies. Number three, boycott corporations funding fascism. Number four, invest in Black-owned businesses and media. Number five, demand accountability from the Democratic Party. We are not just resisting, we are reshaping America. Brothers and sisters, this is our moment. The American empire is falling, not by chance, but by choice. Trump, like Hitler before him, offers destruction disguised as destiny. But we have the power to write a new chapter. Unite, mobilize, organize, vote for justice, for freedom, for a future where Black lives not only matter, but lead. By November 2026, let us rise not as victims, but as visionaries. Peace and power, y'all. This is your brother Malcolm in Japan, and this is the end of the broadcast on Japan Journal, the internet's #1 weekly English language online cybercast from Japan. Stay tapped in, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Won't you? Why don't you? Thank you very much. Good day, and sayonara from Japan.
From GNN, the Global News Network, a division of Totown Communications Company Japan. Japan Journal. With Mal Adams. A Black Buddha Productions joint of Japan.